it with us. I mean, my thing is if that month, I mean, if he my man. So if he wanted people think that he's alive, then I'm gonna help him with that kind of. I've never seen him dead. I didn't go to no funeral. We didn't parade his body around the.
People keep saying Orlando Brown has completely lost it, but at this point, it almost looks like he might be acting wild on purpose just to get the attention of powerful people in the industry. The reason some people think that is because he keeps dropping information that sounds way too detailed to just be random talk. According to a lot of viewers online, Orlando seems to know things most people were never supposed to hear about. And the only reason nobody has seriously tried to silence him is because the public already assumes he's just being crazy. This all exploded after he jumped on Instagram and went on a long rant where he started sharing what he called receipts about Ally Carter supposedly being Tupac's daughter. And these were not the usual screenshots or gossip posts people pass around online. The stuff he showed was meant to explain how Ally's life supposedly took a dark turn and why some people believe powerful figures tried to keep certain details hidden. He even hinted at rumors floating around that Tupac might still be alive and living quietly in another country, which instantly sent the internet into a frenzy. If you've never heard the theory about Ally Carter possibly being Tupac's daughter, then the story is about to sound unbelievable. When the rumor first started spreading, a lot of people were giving the whole situation major side-eye because they couldn't figure out how that claim could line up with the hardships she said she went through. To them, the timeline just didn't add up at all. But behind the scenes, some people believe certain figures in the industry may have known about the rumors for years and kept quiet, worried that if the public ever believed she was Tupac's daughter, it could suddenly make people take her accusations about the entertainment world much more seriously. The thing about Ally is that the internet was already talking about her long before the Tupac rumors started spreading.
Streets like everybody else, like, I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I really don't, I don't pay no attention to that shit. What? You probably do be seeing him, but his plan is working.
She had been trending because of the serious claims she was making about what really goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. So imagine the shock online when people suddenly heard another twist in the story. The same woman speaking out about these dark experiences was now being linked to Tupac as his alleged long-lost daughter. That revelation alone had social media going completely wild. And according to supporters of her story, Ally isn't just someone repeating rumors she heard somewhere else. People say she talks about things as someone who claims she actually lived through some disturbing situations herself. She has said that when she was young, she was taken away from her mother and ended up in environments where she says she experienced years of exploitation and manipulation. In interviews and videos, she describes seeing other young people around her going through frightening situations. And she says many of them never made it out of that world. The few who did manage to leave, she claims, were deeply affected by what they went through. Hearing stories like that is extremely heavy, and it's the reason many people online say the situation is disturbing no matter what anyone believes about the bigger rumors. According to Ally, she eventually felt like nobody in power was listening to what she was saying. She claimed that when her allegations weren't being taken seriously, she decided to go a step further and file an affidavit where she laid out the accusations in writing. And this wasn't just a general statement about wrongdoing either. She reportedly listed several well-known figures from the entertainment world as part of the environment she was describing. The names mentioned in discussions online included celebrities like Birdman, Diddy, Denzel Washington, Young Jock, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, which instantly made the situation explode across social media. In the affidavit, Ally described scenes that she said were deeply disturbing. She claimed that young people were allegedly placed in a room and made to wait until powerful guests came in and chose someone, almost like picking items from a table at a party. After one person was finished, she said the individual would be sent back and the process would repeat again with someone else. She also described different rooms where unusual and disturbing activities were supposedly happening at the same time, creating what she portrayed as a chaotic and frightening environment. Those claims alone were enough to shock people online, but the story took an even wilder turn later on. Just when many viewers thought the allegations couldn't get any more surprising, Ally introduced another bombshell by saying Tupac was actually her father. She also claimed that the reason Tupac's family has never publicly acknowledged her is because, in her view, accepting that claim could raise uncomfortable questions about the image people have built around the late rapper over the years. Ally also shared another shocking claim about what she believes happened when she was born. According to her, a nurse at the hospital was allegedly paid to secretly switch her with another baby shortly after delivery. She says that moment is the reason she and her mother supposedly lost all connection with Tupac and his family from the very beginning. The details around why this switch would have happened are still unclear, but Ally insists that the situation was intentional and that it completely changed the direction of her life. She has even said that she has receipts that, in her opinion, support her claims. But just when people thought the story couldn't get any more unbelievable, Orlando Brown suddenly jumped into the conversation and made things even more intense.
It's perfection. Nobody's gonna believe that's him after all this time. Everybody is gonna be paying attention to whatever they're paying attention to.
During the wave of discussion about Ally Carter and Tupac, Orlando started backing up parts of what she had been saying. He defended the idea that Tupac might still be alive and living somewhere in secret, but his explanation took the theory to a whole different level. Orlando claimed that Tupac's soul was supposedly transferred into another person's body. It sounds wild, but that's the theory he shared during an appearance on Cam Capone News. The timing of his comments caught people's attention because they came right after a major development in the Tupac case. On September 29, 2023, Las Vegas police arrested Dwayne Keefe D. Davis for his alleged involvement in Tupac's 1996 shooting. Soon after that arrest, Orlando connected the situation to his so-called soul swap theory and argued that the story behind Tupac's fate might be very different from what the public has been told. Naturally, the internet exploded the moment Orlando started pushing that Drake theory. People on social media were completely divided and the reactions were all over the place. Some viewers laughed it off and said there was no way any of this could possibly be real, while others started digging through old interviews, lyrics, and clips trying to see if there were any strange connections between Drake and Tupac. A few conspiracy channels even started pointing out random details they thought were clues. They brought up how Drake has sampled Tupac before, how he constantly references legends in hip-hop, and how his career seemed to skyrocket in a way that shocked the industry. Of course, none of that actually proves Orlando's theory, but it definitely kept the rumor mill spinning online. Meanwhile, critics were quick to push back and say these kinds of claims can easily spiral into wild speculation. Still, Orlando's comments managed to pull millions of views and sparked yet another round of debates about what really happened to Tupac all those years ago. And in the middle of all this chaos, people keep asking the same question. Why does Orlando seem so certain about what he's saying?
You have a time span for this. That's why Drake is on, but Pac is not. Tupac is Drake. I don't want to do this.
As the conversation kept blowing up online, a lot of people started looking back at Orlando Brown's past interviews to see if he had ever hinted at anything like this before. And surprisingly, this isn't the first time he's made jaw-dropping claims about the entertainment industry. Over the years, Orlando has gone on several interviews where he talked about secret deals, hidden power circles, and celebrities allegedly knowing way more than the public realizes. Because of that history, some viewers believe he might actually be trying to expose things in his own unusual way. They argue that every time he starts speaking about these topics, people immediately dismiss him as crazy, which makes it easier for the conversation to disappear without anyone seriously digging deeper. To them, the real question isn't whether Orlando sounds wild. It's why he keeps bringing up the same types of allegations again and again. But others say the situation might simply be someone making dramatic claims that spiral into bigger rumors once the internet grabs hold of them. Either way, every time Orlando speaks, the clips spread fast. The debates start all over again and the mystery around these stories just keeps growing. And while all this drama keeps spreading online, another group of people has been focusing on Ally Carter again. They started asking a different question entirely. If her story is true, why hasn't anyone with real power stepped forward to either confirm it or completely shut it down? That silence alone has made the situation even more suspicious to some viewers. Supporters of Ally say the reason the story keeps getting ignored is because acknowledging it would open the door to a lot of uncomfortable questions about the industry. If her claims were ever proven true, it could force people to look at powerful figures, old cases, and long-standing rumors in a completely different light. That possibility is exactly why some believe the topic keeps getting brushed aside. One side believes something massive is being hidden, while the other side thinks the internet is simply watching another conspiracy spiral out of control. Either way, the conversation around Ally Carter, Orlando Brown, and Tupac doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. What makes this entire situation even more intense is how quickly these stories keep spreading across the internet. Every time a new clip of Orlando Brown pops up,
Y'all, but Tupac is Drake. Tupac is Drake, and you wanna listen to the record and not listen to the record? Tupac is Drake. How can you sue a man?
Or Ally Carter posts another statement, the conversation starts all over again. One minute, people are debating whether Orlando knows something the public doesn't. And the next minute, everyone is breaking down Ally's claims piece by piece, trying to figure out what's real and what isn't. Some viewers believe there could still be hidden details about Tupac's life that never made it into the public eye. After all, Tupac was one of the most influential artists in music history, and his death back in 1996 has always been surrounded by rumors, questions, and unfinished investigations. Because of that, any new theory connected to his name instantly grabs attention and sends people digging through old interviews, documentaries, and court records. At the end of the day, though, a lot of this story still sits in the world of claims, theories, and internet debates. But one thing is definitely clear. Every time these names come up together, the internet locks in, the speculation explodes, and the mystery around Tupac somehow gets even bigger than it already was. And the wildest part about all of this is how the story just keeps evolving every time someone new jumps into the conversation. One interview leads to another clip. One clip sparks 100 new theories. And suddenly the internet is trying to connect pieces that may or may not even belong together. That's exactly what has been happening with the Orlando Brown and Ally Carter situation. Some people online are convinced there's a much bigger story hiding underneath all the noise. They believe certain celebrities, executives, and powerful figures might know more than they're willing to admit publicly. So whenever someone like Orlando starts speaking out, even if it sounds unbelievable, those viewers still pay close attention because they think there could be a tiny bit of truth buried somewhere inside the chaos. Meanwhile, others say the internet has a habit of turning shocking claims into full-blown conspiracies within hours. Once a rumor starts spreading, people begin adding their own theories.
And that's not dead. He's been that brother. But don't nobody want to say that Tupac is Drake.
Clips get taken out of context, and before long, the original story turns into something completely different. But regardless of what people believe, one thing is obvious. The conversation around these claims keeps getting louder and louder. And when you look at everything people have learned about Hollywood over the years, a lot of viewers say nothing really shocks them anymore. The industry has had so many scandals, secrets, and disturbing headlines come out that some people feel like almost anything could be possible. Because of that, many online are paying close attention to stories like Ally's instead of instantly dismissing them. At the same time, people across social media have been sharing strong reactions to what she said. One person commented, "This poor woman went through hell and back and survived to tell her story, and people still say she's lying. I don't understand that. What does she gain from making something like this up?" Another person wrote, "This is beyond heartbreaking. What Ally says she endured is truly sad." Those reactions show just how divided people are about this entire situation. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Orlando Brown stepping in and backing parts of Ally's story? And do you believe there could be more to the Tupac mystery than what the public has been told? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next wild story. Also, click here to check out another messy video you're definitely going to want to see.